Hey everyone, this is Gunjan, and I'm sharing my lab presentation today. I guess this will be my first presentation for this semester. For a conflicting class I have on Friday, I could not attend the lab meeting. So this presentation won't be about the work that I have done in the past weeks, but also some with some updates as well. Like within the winter, like in December and January, I completed my thesis proposal. I defended it in front of my committee, and like they accepted it. So in this semester, my main goal will be to like proceed with my research and like complete it. So I'm going to run a perception study and like complete it and start running the analysis. So I'm sharing my screen over here. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about like what I'm planning to do in my thesis research. So I'm going to give an idea about that. So there will be so my the goal of my research. So the goal of my research is to like conduct a perception study based on a thermal map generated from UAV and also generated from satellite imagery. I'll be testing people's accuracy and speed of interpretation based on different color maps, which will be generated from these two sources. And um, and afterwards they will be the users will be provided with some three map reading tasks. So I'm going to talk about this right now. So the first map reading task is the pairwise comparison. So for my so one of the so this task will be could be that the users will be asked to identify areas with higher or lower temperatures. So here you can see an example where this is actually based on a terrain map where 2 points, 2 points were given, and the users are asked which point has higher elevation based on the information provided here. I will be producing thermal maps. So here also two points will be provided in a map, and the users will be asked which point is higher, which point has higher temperature. Throughout, approximately 35 to 50 questions will be asked, and through a series of successive comparisons in which accuracy and response times are measured, we can actually determine the relative effectiveness of each map type. My second task will be profile estimation, and this can be like estimating the thermal profile of a cross section of an area. So here is an example of that map where you can see that this is a thermal map generated from a UAV, and you'll see that this is the thermal profile for this line, this specific line, and this red one is the thermal profile for this specific map. So I'll be generating thermal maps for my maps, and this test will help to understand whether the participant can interpret information from the map or not, because they won't be only provided with one option. They will be provided with multiple options, and they have to analyze which profile is actually accurate for the given profile line on the thermal image. And as with the other tasks, both accuracy and response time will be measured, and over 30 to 50 presentations. And this test is analogous to both TMA, and Dr. Pingle also tested this for one of his studies. My third task will be a map rotation task, and it could be like, and it's based on Shepard and Metzler, and Dr. Pingle also tested this for one of his studies. So this task presents two extracts of a thermal map, one of which has been rotated, and a half which could be reflected and mirrored. And the participants will be asked what is the condition of the other map. The users are asked to identify whether the second map has also been reflected, which requires them to match key points in the image and to mentally rotate them to see if they match. And the task will measure the saliency of the visualization. So based on the map reading task, my next task will be to figure out how to do all of these things, and I'm planning to use PsychoPy or Qualtrics for designing my survey. So I have been experimenting with the data and also experimenting with the Qualtrics to how to design the survey. So in this slide, you can see one of the examples that I have one of the sample experiments that I have designed in Qualtrics. So here is the first map reading task, which I have described here, the pairwise comparison. And here you can see a thermal map of Blacksburg, and you can see 2 points in here. So and the question is like which point has the highest temperature, and they will be given an option like choose from an option below, which if whether it is point A or point B. I guess for the image right here, we can see that we can understand that point A has got a higher temperature. Some observations that we come into conclusion with discussion with Dr. Pingle. So I'm not going to keep the base map over here. It could be distracting somehow. Maybe make the image a bit bigger so that the users can understand more properly. And also like it's easier for them to interpret. And a legend of what color is representing what value is also missing here. So I need to put that as well. So, but this is just an example that I have produced. So I need to make it better. The second thing was to produce use the thermal band, produce the thermal maps using satellite images. So Dr. Pingle suggested that I use the Landsat Analysis Ready data, which is a satellite image data product by USGS, and which doesn't require any additional processing before I run any analysis. For this experiment, I downloaded the Landsat 8 band 10 data for processing the temperature. The problem I ran into was like I was seeing a value like this. We couldn't actually figure out like what this value means, because this was not in Kelvin, this was not in Celsius or Fahrenheit. So we were a bit confused. So I reached out to two of my committee members, Dr. Theodore Lim and Dr. Santosh Rijal, and both of them actually suggested that there is a scale factor which is mentioned in their data product, and this scale factor has to be multiplied, and an additive factor of 149 has to be added with the data to get the temperature in Kelvin. And as soon as I get the temperature in Kelvin, I can actually like convert it to Celsius or convert it to Fahrenheit, whichever is convenient for me. So here you can see this is the black bbark underscore temp is the active layer in ArcGIS Pro specified in this screenshot. And the temperature range is from like 4.4 to 38.2 degrees Celsius. And this image is from, I guess, this is from December. So not December actually. It's I forgot which date was it. Anyway, so yeah, so you can actually like if you add the scale factors, you can actually convert the data to Kelvin, and you can like convert it to Celsius or Fahrenheit, whichever is convenient for you. And here's the link to the analysis ready dataset. If any of you want to like use it or like want to explore through it, you can go through here, and also you can also I can also share my expertise in this. The next thing was to create the thermal profile for the satellite image. So I looked into some other tutorials online, and I figured out how to create a thermal profile in ArcGIS Pro from the thermal satellite image. And there is a tool called Profile Stack in Arc Pro, where you can actually create the thermal profile. This tool is actually for creating a profile for elevation data, but this works for thermal data as well. The white line here shows the profile line, and this graph is generated. This graph is not actually generated in ArcGIS, but you can get all the data points, and then I just exported it to Excel and created this graph. So in my map reading task, there will be like multiple thermal profile will be provided, and the user has to identify which thermal profile is the accurate one for the specified white line in the given image. So so my goal is to complete the IRB proposal by this week. The IRB proposal is required because I'm going to test human subjects, And for last couple of weeks, I have been working on this proposal and working on this proposal. So I need to finish it by today, this week. And then I have to create a mock-up questionnaire that I have used, designed in Qualtrics. I need to do it in PsychoPy as well, just to see which is more convenient for me to do the user study. So I'm just going to experiment with both of them. And also fly drone in the drone park with Cameron and Tria. So I actually have done it because I'm uploading the lab report a bit late. So I have done it already on Friday. So I'm also planning to do it like on a regular basis. I need to develop an idea for the OGIS symposium. The deadline is due on the deadline is on first week of March, I guess. And I need to develop an idea for that because my research won't be completed by that time. So I need to like present something based on my current progress. And also I need to drive around with the thermal camera to catch the thermal image of the building facade. So I need to figure it out, like how to fix the camera on my car and like drive around and get the image out of it. So yeah, that's it for my presentation. Thank you.